Some people spend years waiting for 2 words that were never coming. And I'm sorry. Not because those 2 words would magically just fix everything, but because they believe those 2 words would finally make the pain just make sense. They imagine the conversation, the apology, the explanations, the moment the other person finally admits to what they did, as if understanding the wound somehow makes it hurt less. But here's the part almost no one talks about. An apology is not justice. It is only information. It tells you that they understand. It doesn't return the years. It does not rebuild your confidence. It doesn't erase the nights you questioned your worth. It doesn't give you back the version of yourself that disappeared while trying to make someone love you correctly. Sometimes the apology you waited years for finally arrives, and you realize it doesn't really change anything, because the damage was never caused by missing words. It was caused by repeated choices, time after time after time. People think closure sounds like a conversation. Sometimes closure sounds like silence. Because one day you stop interviewing the past, you stop replaying evidence, you stop asking questions to a jury that already left the courtroom. You stop trying to solve a case that no longer changes the sentence. That's when your healing begins. Not when they finally explain themselves, when you finally stop asking them to. Forgiveness has been misunderstood for a very long time. People think forgiveness is saying, oh, it's okay, it's fine. It isn't. Some things will never be okay. Some betrayals deserve to be exactly what they were. Betrayal. Some lies change the direction of your life. Some people introduce wounds they never even knew they created. Forgiveness isn't pretending those things were small. Forgiveness is refusing to let them live inside of you. Someone hurt you once, but every single day you replay what happened, every time you imagine conversations that will never happen, every time you wait for an apology that may never come, you're reopening a wound they already walked away from. They stopped hurting you a long time ago. Now, you're doing it for them. This isn't healing. It's surviving the same moment over and over and over. Eventually, you have to sit with yourself and ask yourself a real difficult question. Am I waiting for an apology, or am I waiting for permission to move on? Because those are 2 completely different things. If your healing depends on another person's character, your future is being managed by someone who already proved they couldn't be trusted with your heart. That's a dangerous place to leave your life. There are people who never apologize because admitting the truth would force them to meet a version of themselves that they spend every single day avoiding. Others, they don't apologize because they genuinely believe that they did nothing wrong. And that's crazy. It's just delusional. Some people, they just don't care. And as painful as that sounds, accepting that reality is often less painful than spending another 5 years trying to change it. There comes a point where the healthiest sentence you can say is this: I no longer require your understanding to continue my life. Let's say that again. I no longer require your understanding to continue my life. And it's not because you're cold. It's not because you're forgotten. But because you finally realize healing is an inside job. The person who broke the window isn't always the person who repairs it. Life, unfortunately, it just isn't always fair enough to work that way. Sometimes you're handed a broom. Not because you deserve the broken glass, but because you're the one who has to live in that house. Standing there waiting for the person who shattered it to come back with a toolbox to just magically fix it, sweep up those broken pieces and put it all back together. It only leaves you surrounded by pieces that continue to cut you every time you walk through that room. So eventually, you start cleaning that broken glass. Not for them, but for you. That's what forgiveness really looks like. It isn't reopening the door. It isn't pretending trust still exists. It isn't inviting someone back into your life because they finally said the right words, the words you wanted to hear. Sometimes forgiveness is simply removing their permanent address from your mind. They became someone who happened. They became someone of your past, not someone who still owns a space inside of you. There's freedom in reaching the day where their name no longer changes your heartbeat. When you stop checking if they've changed, where you stopped hoping that suddenly becoming the person you needed years ago. Because the truth is, they don't have to become better for you to become free. That's the lie we've been taught. That healing begins when they change. No. Healing begins when you stop making your peace dependent on someone else's transformation. One day you'll notice something strange. You haven't thought about them all afternoon, then all day, then all week. Not because you forced yourself to forget, but because your life finally became bigger than your pain. Because little by little, you started to laugh again. You started sleeping again. You started making plans that didn't include looking back. And without even realizing it, you gave yourself something no apology could ever. You got your peace back. Not because they've earned your forgiveness, but because you finally stopped asking them for something they were never willing to give. Sometimes the most powerful sentence you'll ever say isn't, "I forgive you." Sometimes the most powerful sentence is, "I don't need anything from you anymore." And that is the day you'll truly let go.